One of the most beautiful and coziest museums I know of is the Sir John Soanes Museum in London. This 19th century architect has accommodated his versatile collection at his home and decided that everything after his death should be displayed to the public, unchanged, and accessible for free to everybody. It's unfortunate that one is not allowed to take pictures inside. And as an aside, I think that Soane would have allowed it. This museum house is an example of a small museum that prioritizes the stories and the imagination. Entertaining, informative and educational. You are observing your surroundings differently when you leave this very special museum. It stimulates your fantasy as well. Hence the sun in the image in the back of me. It's one of the objects from the collection of glass replicas made by Blaschka and his son at the beginning of the 20th century. It has nothing to do with the story, but just fits well within the image. Unfortunately, arts and culture often are downgraded to mere entertainment. Not done by the late Sir John Soane, but many other museums and artists do participate. They might be forced to adhere, so to say, otherwise the road to destruction might often be the final threat. And that's why there is a rat race between museums with many losers and only a few winners. The Art Institute, if it could succeed, takes on a hybrid form in which entrepreneurship, often simply translated into commercial activities, must fund the essential tasks of the Institute. In addition, the same sound repeats over and over from the mouths and the advocates about tight art budgets. Find the private financier, do crowdfunding. That would be very nice and worth trying, but who thinks that this solves the problem, which is caused by a government who has not taken the responsibility for the arts, will be blindsided. The arts are saddled up with a stifling search for money, which is increasingly frustrated by restrictive regulation to avoid any risk. It's quite strange that on one hand entrepreneurship within the arts is presented as a strict necessity, while on the other hand restrictive rules and procedures will apply. Hopefully the Dutch Minister of Culture in the Netherlands will take action in a similar vein like her predecessor, because her kind words about the arts still had no significant result in the past years. Not a lot has been fixed of the damage which was caused by the exorbitant financial cuts in 2012. Art is apparently fun, but when it comes to brass tacks, it's a triviality. To be very clear, the museum and with her the entire art sector is responsible for their own project financing. Today, however, this is more and more at the expense of the core business of the museum, which I would like to summarize as follows. Art and culture will make people understand the long-term story of our society and allow them to compare it with their own experience.